Hi, this is Mike D'Amico, VP of Membership for ASTD New York, and I'm with David Gilman of Gilman Performance Systems. David, could you just take a minute and tell us 2 to 3 specific takeaways you got from tonight's meeting?
Yes, absolutely. Jonno did a very nice job. It was interesting how he weaved a number of things together. His opening slide actually talked about people's beliefs and some of the biases and assumptions that they make, how that affect people's thinking, the actions that they take, and then the results, of course. That was a little bit of a nice theme for me because he also went on to talk about paradoxes and people's views. Is it this, or the idea is it both? And it was nice to see it both ways. The other part that I found particularly interesting was the concept of the definition of a problem, which can be solved, versus a dilemma. The dilemma having multiple moving parts, and a dilemma can be managed, but not just solved. I never really thought about it in that context, and that's very relevant in coaching and development and organizational development type of stuff in a variety of different areas. The one other thing that I thought was very useful, the way that he weaved in that theme about the biases. It came up a number of different times in the way people view things. And a lot of people are familiar with unconscious bias or Chris Argy's work on ladder of inference. But the way he packaged it today, talked about it with the results, talked about it with the paradoxes, was very powerful.
Hi there, my name is Karen Scheuer, and I'm a new member of ASTD New York. Tonight was my first meeting. I really enjoyed it. In particular, the speaker, Jonno Hanafin, who talked about the Gestalt theory with respect to coaching, was really interesting. There was a few things that stood out for me. One is the idea that growth is about becoming more of who you are and understanding that, increasing your awareness. Another concept that goes along with it that I would love to explore more is the idea of resistance and embracing it and how we do that in our work. And then finally, the concept of that growth and comfort can't coexist, which is really, really interesting to consider day to day, but also in the larger picture. How do we challenge ourselves so that we can grow and push ourselves out of our comfort zone?
My name is Hilarian Blaise, and I just attended a presentation with Mr. Jonno Hanafin. He's a Gestalt practitioner, and he mentioned that with this approach, you work with what is, and it's about being in the moment. He presented us with lots of information. Everybody was very motivated and participated in the discussion. We had a very exciting presentation. Some things I'm definitely going to take away with me is he spoke of heightened awareness. With this, he said, to grow, it is better to be more of yourself. You grow that way than to change who you are. So you become more you than to change who you are. That was one point that he made. Another point that he mentioned was problems and dilemmas. He said when there is a problem, you solve it. When there is a dilemma, you manage it. Now, I can give you a quick little example. For example, if there is a meeting, you have some chairs in the room, but you have more people than chairs. It would be a problem. If you can find chairs, you fix that problem. You put more chairs in the room so everybody is sitting. Now, the dilemma would be there are no more chairs. So what are we going to do? You maybe ask people to move around the room, ask some people to stand, some people to sit. So there you have a dilemma. You are trying to solve it. So you go through that cycle, and that would be it. So it was a very informative presentation, and everybody was happy. Good job, Mr. Hanafin.